All right, all right. Welcome back to the Try Swim Coach podcast. You know the deal. If you like this show, if you get even a shred of useful info out of it, share it. Send it to your training buddies, to your coach, to your grandma, whoever. Let's spread the love. This ain't some underground secret swim cult. Maybe it is. Who's to say? Now, let me hit you with some real talk. If you're actually looking to level up your swim game, I got two ways for you to do it. First, our Austin Swim Camp, April 4th through the 6th, 3 days of focused hands-on coaching, video breakdown, open water sessions, basically a full-on swim reset button. Spots are limited, so if you drag your feet, someone else is taking your spot. The second option, come see me and the whole Try Swim Coach crew at Swimbox in the DC area. You get in-person coaching, real-time feedback, and honestly, the kind of technique work that make or break your race. Plus, we're fun. So don't overthink it. Shoot me an email to book a 3-hour out-of-town workshop session. Let's fix that stroke and maybe even have a laugh while we're at it. All right, let's get into it. All right. Let's see how this goes. New setup. We'll see if the audio sounds right. We're doing a little test in the podcast to see if we can figure out a good, comfortable setup, not just for audio, but also for video.
Because who doesn't want to look at us?
I agree.
Although, I feel like I'm definitely going to have to look at this and be like, wow, what do I do? I probably do nothing when I talk in this setting.
Actively listen. That's what you do.
Dun, dun, dun.
It's all in the face.
I know.
So we'll see how it goes. You know, if anyone's listening out there who has a lot of video and audio experience and can give me some insights on how to set up a nice multicam setup, hit me up, DM me. I want to know.
We try. We're learning. We're working on it.
I have some experience with these types of things, and obviously I've gotten to this point, so I can keep going. I'll figure it out eventually. It'll take me longer. That's how I feel about it.
Makes sense.
But it's nice now. I mean, our setup normally is at a table that we kind of use as a desk and just sit across from each other. And now we're sitting on a couch, and it's super comfy. And I prefer this setup if we can figure out how to make this work more often.
I wouldn't rather sit on a couch for a conversation.
Yeah, I mean, the whole point to me of having this podcast, as I talked, I don't know, several podcast episodes ago, it isn't to just interview people that have a specific set of knowledge, or it isn't about interviewing somebody that just has an agenda that they want to push on the podcast. Mm-hmm. To me, this podcast is about people who know what they're talking about, who do this on a daily basis and are friends and communicate frequently with each other about these things. And it's just an opportunity for people to eavesdrop on these types of conversations. And so if we can make the setup more like a hangout,
why not?
Yeah, why wouldn't we?
I just had a memory, so random. Well, not because we're talking about comfortable seating positions. One of my friends growing up, I can't remember. I can see a chair in my brain, and it was like a complete straight back, like very tall, straight back chair that went up like past your head.
Okay.
And I'd never seen one of those before. And there was all of her dining chairs were like that. And so I remember asking, because it looked like some sort of weird torture device. Like I know I don't sit up straight. So I couldn't have imagined sitting in that chair. And I was like, oh, when do you eat dinner there? And she looked at me and she was like, we don't go in that room.
It's all aesthetics.
It's like, okay. I think she said she had like one birthday in there or something.
I don't
remember, but I was just like, that was the beginning. That day I learned that people had like parlors and rooms that like untouchable rooms, and like it was normal to have these rooms that like we don't go in that room. My mom goes in there to vacuum.
I think that's why a lot of the
can't
times,
go in there.
A lot of the times, I don't know how to say it. I know from experience that a lot of triathletes get
Mhm.
relegated to the basement to do anything, like to live their lives out so that they don't mess up the rest of the house.
This is what I made you think of?
Yeah. Because, well, we are on a podcast about swimming for
You said
triathlon.
I could talk about whatever I want. It's not
Always.
whatever.
Always.
So I'm
But
talking
it just
about
made me-
chairs. Today's about chairs
All right.
and spinal articulation. I don't know. I can make it sporty. I'll turn that straight
I'm
back
making it
chair
sporty.
into a swimming theme.
I'm just recognizing that it is a thing. Obviously, it makes sense to do workouts down in a basement and things like that. You don't want to get, the nice parts of the house sweaty and smelling like a gym. I get that. But it also seems like that becomes like, well, that's where I work out, so that's where I'm going to do most of my hanging out too.
It's like your cave.
Yeah, I hate that term though.
Oh, sorry. But I mean, in a base, I get it. It makes
Right.
logical sense.
Yeah, it feels like you're in a cave. You're in
It's
a
your
basement.
dwelling,
I just,
your hut,
it's not that
your
I
shed.
I don't dislike the term cave.
You don't like the term man cave.
I don't.
Oh.
I'm okay with that. It's the pain cave term.
I've literally never heard of that. I don't go on Reddit. I don't talk about this stuff. What are you talking? What?
So a lot of triathletes will set up
Let's Google
a
this.
pain
Pain
cave,
cave.
where they have a treadmill and a stationary bike. If you're real fancy and you have an endless pool in your pain cave, right? It is. Do you have a description?
Yes, the term pain cave is a metaphor used in sports and exercise to describe the intense physical and mental discomfort experienced during strenuous activities such as running, cycling, or weightlifting.
So I just don't like it because it just.
Oh, it says that it has an origin. It says that the term is believed to have been coined by ultramarathon runner Courtney Dauwalter.
She's awesome. So I'll take it.
Good Lord. Okay.
But she's also the person that I believe she finished one of her races a couple of years ago without being able to see because she wrecked
what?
herself so much. I'm not a big believer in pain. Obviously, it exists. I don't think that people should be finding pain and then pushing through it. If you're in pain, that's a problem to me.
My coaches growing up would tell you to suck it up.
There's a difference between pain and working hard.
I'm with you
Right.
now, but like it's hard sometimes in my brain to be like, wait, be safe, as opposed to just like, clench your teeth, keep it up,
Right.
you can do it. Because like I did grow up with coaches of that mindset.
Right. So I get why they call it a pain cave. It has this like aura
It's
to
cute.
it. Like,
It's a
look, I'm going to
cute
go to this
term.
thing, this place where I'm going to work hard. But I just don't like the like you're like planting the seed that you're going to like be in pain.
Or the thought of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
versus I'm just going to go work out.
Why do
and
I
I'm
even
gonna
need
do
to
what
think
I
about it like
can.
that?
Maybe I'm just, I don't know, for lack of a better term, a wimp. I don't know. I'm okay with that
You're a
though.
pansy.
I'm okay with that.
No, I understand what you're saying. There's no point in like putting your brain in that setting.
Yeah.
I enjoy working out. I don't want it to take some sort of different, I don't know.
I don't need to punish myself.
being in my brain.
I don't punish myself with workouts. I
Excuse
reward myself with workouts.
I definitely used to.
Treat myself to a workout. Like that's
Mhm,
a treat cave. I'll take. That should be like walls lined with candy, maybe soft serve ice cream machine.
I feel like that is the exact opposite of what these people are going for.
Agreed.
They would want to combine it. And like, it's probably not soft serve. You probably got like froyo, protein froyo,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't actually know. I have no idea.
About what?
What people who work out that much, like someone who actually trains as a triathlete.
And that much being like 9 hours, I would say for.
I don't know. I was going to ask you,
Oh, okay.
what's like an average week of working out time?
I think in general, people should be aspiring to work out 9 hours a week. And if you.
No, not aspiring.
Well, hold on. I'm getting there.
Mm-hmm.
If you're training for a sprint triathlon, I think 9 hours is a really good spot. And it can be very difficult for people initially to get 9 hours in, but it really makes a difference if you can get 9 hours total working in or working out in a week. And that breaks into 3 hours of cardio, 3 hours of strength and conditioning, 3 hours of mobility work, right? Anyway,
Mm-hmm.
so as you up the distances, as we go to Olympic distance and a half, I would say 12 hours a week to really feel good about doing an Olympic distance and maybe even a half Ironman distance.
Right. So people like that,
And then maybe for a full, we're looking at 15 to 20 hours a week.
which is just insane. So what I'm saying is like, I don't know what you need to eat for people, like for a person who works out that much, like level of workout thrown aside.
Yeah.
I don't know how much you actually like calorically, how much you need to eat. Does that make sense? And like I
Yeah.
would assume it's a lot more. It would probably be closer to the amount I needed to eat when I was competitive swimming in high school and college.
Oh, yeah. That's for you. That's a good reference for sure.
Right. And I couldn't eat enough.
Right. It's so hard to get satiated when you're working out that much.
But then for me, I also don't. Then that makes me think, from my perspective, obviously, I was also a kid.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So you might need more now, or you definitely need to be more careful and
Probably
like
need
more
less now as an adult.
Oh,
versus
that's
a
what I
kid.
meant. Sorry, you probably need less now. I said more. I meant less.
That's all right.
I guess I'm hungry.
Yeah, I am.
And so it's like fascinating. I think feel like thinking about it, like it's like twofold. Like I need to eat for caloric intake so that I can live and move, right?
Yeah.
But then, oh wait, I'm 36. I can't just like eat more. You know, it needs to be thoughtful.
What you eat matters.
What am I eating? I can't just go to Chipotle or Taco Bell after school as my like first dinner. And that's definitely something I used to do. And then I think, man, how good could I have been if I fueled myself correctly? Or even realized what I was fueling myself with.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. In college, the strength and conditioning coach for all sports, the swim coach decided that we were not going to work out with this guy.
Wait, hold on. You had a strength and conditioning coach for all sports.
Yeah, he was sort of like in charge of doing strength and conditioning for all sports.
Okay. That's interesting.
So basically, like the individual coaches could farm out strength and conditioning to him, basically.
Okay.
Swim team did not do that. Basically because our coach just did not feel like he had a grasp of what swimmers needed. And he's probably right.
The strength and conditioning coach
Right.
did not have a grasp.
Shout out to Coach Carter. He was the strength and conditioning coach at SCAD.
They made a movie about this man.
No,
Didn't they make a movie? Is there a movie called Coach Carter?
probably. He told the swim team
This is what really
that
matters.
he knows that we need to get a lot of calories.
There is.
And so his advice to us was eat everything. It doesn't matter what you eat. Eat all the pizza, drink beer,
My coach
just get calories in.
100%.
Which I really appreciated as a college student, but also now in hindsight,
Not the best.
probably not great advice.
Where was the jerk who was supposed to raise their hand and be like, "Oh, can I only eat red vines and Whoppers?" And then the guy's supposed to be like, "No, Steven, I don't mean that."
There's always a Steven
No?
in the crowd, huh? Not to my recollection. This was a long time ago, though.
Maybe that's me. Maybe that's because I would have been like, "Okay, can I only eat pizza?" Because then I like low key did that with my life. Remember when you
Oh.
met me?
Oh, I know.
When you met me, I was living by myself, and I would eat a large thin crust Papa John's pizza every Sunday to completion.
Most of the time.
Most of the time. As it went on, I would have like 2 leftover pieces. But oh my gosh, every Sunday.
You're proving my point, actually.
Uh-oh, what
Because
did I do?
when I met you,
Yeah.
I was a swim coach. I was a coach at that time, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you were my athlete.
Yes.
And I asked you
I was
to
an
back
adult.
off of the pizza, knowing
So judgmental.
that it wasn't beneficial for you to eat that.
I literally remember like talking, like this was when I like talked to my parents a lot at this point in my life. And I remember being like, this guy's telling me to eat less pizza. What the fuck?
So novel.
And they were like, yeah, I mean, you probably like no one should eat that much. And I'm like, it's once a week. And they're like, yeah, you're not having 2 slices. Like you're also like getting older. And I'm like, it's thin crust. Like, give me a break. And I had a code that always worked. I never paid full price for that pizza.
Oh, that was the day.
Those
Those were the days.
The days. There
I
was a
remember those
website.
days.
There was like someone told me about a website once too. I think it was like pizzacodes.com I wonder if that still works. But it always had codes to try. I only ever found one that didn't work.
You know, actually, the good old days was when they didn't have codes that you would put in digitally, but you would just call and you would say, "Oh, I have this coupon."
And they go, "Oh, you got the flyer?" And you're like, "Yep, what is it?"
We used,
100% had the
I know in
flyer.
high school we used the same coupon in quotation marks for like 3 years.
We had a local place that would make you bring it in, so you couldn't do that. And I remember like thinking to myself, I'll just make copies of this. Like as a child, like I'm going to get them that business because I'm so smart as like an 8-year-old, just trying to eat pizza. And this place was called Vienna Pizza.
Sounds
Not
delicious.
Vienna, Austria. Not Vienna, Austria. Please don't make that joke. It's old. Everyone has heard it.
It's true.
Also, there is a movie called Coach Carter. Samuel L. Jackson. No big.
I thought there was,
But not your Coach Carter.
not Coach Carter from SCAD.
We didn't have a strength and conditioning coach in college. We had lifting, quote unquote, practices.
That were run by the swim team though, or were you on your own?
No.
That I would not trust.
No. We got given
It's colleges.
exercises. We got taught the exercises. And then we had like a circuit we had to do every
Right.
time we were in there.
Right.
But it was like once.
Once what?
You were given like the exercises once. And then like I think there was like a progressive plan that would make sense logically in my brain. I don't know, because my most vivid memory from the gym in college was that people thought I had my eyeliner tattooed onto my eyes.
Gotta look good while you lift.
4 separate people one year. Is your eyeliner tattooed on? I was like, no, I literally just don't take it off. I literally just don't take it off. But I don't think I actually thought through those workouts. I didn't like them because we had to do those before swim practice. I'm doing that. It was like an hour. And then change, get in the pool, practice now. I'm not going to swim well. I wanted to be able to swim well. So I didn't go up and wait. And then, yeah, I don't know. It was like bicep curls and stuff. I definitely had like an overhead. No, what am I thinking? I did something with a bench press.
Yeah.
But like I didn't.
Sort of like general lifting.
I didn't try, if that makes any sense.
Our coaches were at every single.
No one watched you. No one watched you. It
What
was
you
bad.
described was very similar. It was like a circuit that we would do probably, I think, 2 or 3 times a week. But our assistant coaches were there. Our head coach was there. We were being watched the entire time. We had to write down everything we were doing. We had to keep track week to week so that we could show
I
that
think
we were
we had
doing,
something.
like progressing.
I think I was. That rings some sort of a bell. Yeah, there. Ooh, I don't know. It's like when you try to remember a dream and it's like bye.
The more you think
just
about
like
it, the
running
more it
away from you
goes.
in your brain. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I didn't try. I know that. I know that. Like I just like went through the motions because I wanted to be able to feel like I had energy to swim.
Interesting. I mean, I kind of get
So
where
I
you're
was
coming
like,
from.
I like swimming, and you seemed to care about this workout once, and now you just let us do it. Well, I don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, I think it's kind of.
So it didn't. If you didn't portray to me that I should. It seems like in my memory that if you didn't portray to me that you care enough about this for me to care about it,
Right.
and then you're never in the room again,
You don't care.
I don't care because you showed me that it doesn't really matter and I just sort of kind of have to do it.
Right. That's
What that showed to me.
I'm certain that's why my coach was there and the assistant coaches were there because it mattered to
I would have wanted to get better if someone was there.
Yeah. I mean, it goes a long way. It is a demonstration of that the coach's time isn't more important than the athlete's time. You're going to sit here and lift.
Yeah.
I'm going to make sure you're doing it right. That's a good coach, right? And so
And
it
if you
sounds
have
like
associated
your coach's
admin work to be
priorities are
doing
wrong.
at that time, get someone to facilitate that workout.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know that job. I'm not trying to shit on that job.
No.
I'm just saying, like, in a coaching standpoint, you coached me in a manner that, whether you knew it or not, that led me down a path.
Yeah, I mean,
And I wanted to swim well. I wanted
Swim
my
teams
swim
are-
practice to feel good. And it just always felt like dog shit after doing that. For me.
swim teams are interesting because they are obviously individual sport. Swimming is an individual sport.
Oh, they make it so hard to
we
make
all
it a They try so hard to make it a team sport.
Right. And we train together.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the part of the team aspect of swimming that's really important
The
is
training.
how do you sort of support your fellow athletes? How's the coach supporting everyone? How is the coach making it a team? How are the athletes making it a team?
Yeah.
Right? Is there camaraderie? Or is it just everyone for themselves? You finish your workout, see you later. Right? And that's,
Yeah.
I feel like there should have been a priority for your team at least to be lifting together with everyone present.
I mean, we were lifting together, but you're just
Not
like
if your coach
wandering
was there,
around the
then the
gym
team wasn't
together.
there,
I mean,
right?
yeah, we were all in the room together at the same time.
The athletes were, right? That's
Yeah,
only
that
an
was it.
aspect of the team.
That
The
was it.
coaches are the other part of the team.
Yeah.
Right? So that's very interesting to hear about.
Mm-hmm.
It's
And then
very different
I
contrast.
do remember being bummed though because I shot myself in the foot here. Well, I didn't try in those workouts, and I never upped my weight because I didn't care, which meant I only really got to use the power racks like a handful of times.
You mean in the pool?
in the pool? Yeah. So I'm here.
So that was sort of like the caveat. You had to do lifting to do power rack.
They were literally like, yeah. So, oh geez, how can you explain that? It's like you're in the water, you're swimming, but
You're attached to
you're
a belt.
there's like a
that's
belt
tethered to
on
a
you.
machine.
Yeah, that's tethered to a weight machine.
And they come in different styles. Like they have some that are barrels that you fill with water. They have some that are just straight up like
We had
metal
weight
weights.
plates.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the weight, the whole rack itself is like on deck. It's just like a lifting rack that you would do like a lat pull down in
Exactly.
the gym.
Yep. It's just a pulley system.
And yes. Google should have given me that. It did not.
We're better than Google.
Oh my God. But yeah, you had to reach a certain weight. And then this was smart of them. Like you had to like do something in front of them to be allowed to use the power rack with weight.
Yeah, to make sure that you don't hurt yourself.
Exactly.
Do something
So
silly.
that was smart. And I could use the power rack with like 10 pounds. That was my allowed amount. They were like, Lissa. And I'm like, look at me. Look at my muscle. And they're like, yeah, those are called vanity muscles.
I was
You
gonna say glam.
have muscles. They don't do this. And so I did get bummed about that. But I wasn't a
Yeah.
sprinter.
I would say
so
it's
like
mostly a sprinter thing.
it was more fun
Yeah.
to get to do it for me because I was a mid-distance swimmer.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, the sprinters it. And like, I was jealous, right? Because it seemed fun and it was swimming with weights. I
Right.
want to do that, even though their workouts were like torturously awful sounding. I was like, you did.
The sprint workouts?
Oh my God.
Oh, not on my team.
With the when they used the power rack, yeah. They would be insane. But then like I also saw like the distance workouts were insane. You know,
Right.
like living in the middle, it all sounds crazy. Both ends of the spectrum sound
I'll
crazy.
say this. The distance swimmers and the middle distance swimmers on my team all wanted to do the sprinters workouts because when we would break into like distance, middle distance, and sprint stuff, the sprinters were literally doing like 25s and taking 2 minutes rest.
Yeah.
And we're doing 200 backstrokes on 215. What?
At least I feel better. You got to do backstroke. I had to do those fly.
Well, I was a 200 backstroker. That's why. There was
Yeah.
freestylers doing other things too. All right. So it's like, I want to
200s.
do that. I want
Yeah,
to do the
yeah.
sprint. They're working on dives. Are
What?
they 10? They
A
get to
turn?
do starts?
I'm doing a turn and just trying not to breathe off the wall. I can do that. I can flip faster.
I get it though.
Give me a break.
That's why everyone wants to be a sprinter in swimming.
It just
'Cause
seems quote unquote
more
easier and
fun.
more fun.
But it's, not everyone can be a sprinter.
Yeah, I
Sorry.
can't. That's not my kind of workout. I can't do it. I wasn't built to do that.
No, nor was I. I'm going to change
at all.
gears a little bit instead of walking down memory lane.
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about what's going on now.
Not now.
I've been working this on since Friday. I've been
Today
working
is Wednesday.
this concept.
Okay.
And when I have an epiphany about a
It
movement,
was an
in s-
epiphany. It's not a concept.
Yeah, well, when I have an epiphany about swimming stuff,
Mm-hmm.
they don't happen often for me.
Okay. Sure.
They
I feel
don't.
like they do, but all right.
Well, I have realizations and insights, but an epiphany is like a little bit more than that.
Okay.
So
I'll give it to you. What was your epiphany?
the epiphany was that if somebody is recovering, we'll say their right arm
In freestyle.
in freestyle,
And the recovery is the motion you make out of the water.
Right. From exiting the water to entering the water.
That's your
the
recovery.
If that person is swinging their arm forward through their shoulder joint or their AC joint, they are not making a connection to the opposite side obliques.
Yep.
Which is a little technical, but if that person slightly rolls their elbow toward the direction they want their arm to recover, which is toward the front of the pool, they not only gain this connection, they gain a connection through their oblique to their shoulder blade, which helps keep rigid and stay in alignment. And also just so happens at that time, your opposite arm would be pushing against the water, which should be getting those same obliques to activate. So now we have two sources to get force through those obliques, which is optimizing the use of your body.
Mm-hmm.
It also provides momentum from above the waterline. As your arm swings forward, it actually makes you go forward if you roll your elbow forward. It's like when you're running. When you swing your arms and you run, you still gain momentum from the swing of your arms.
Hold on.
Yes.
So when you're saying, we're going to back the trolley up, when you don't do work to bring your arm forward into the water, meaning you kind of flail it, just like...
It's very positional based, so it's hard to say.
A swing is not a good word.
I agree.
Okay?
Yep.
You've accidentally used it in both ways.
I have used it in both ways.
So we're now going to clarify.
Yep.
Swinging your arm forward to me is more like you could just fling it around or not doing much effort here.
Yeah.
How did your arm make it from exiting the water to back around? I don't know. Okay, then you're clearly doing something wrong. Okay.
Yeah.
And so what you're saying is that if you roll it forward...
I like to use the word sort of roll or let the elbow lead the whole arm forward.
So we're engaged here.
It causes your shoulder blade to move your arm forward. I would say it's sort of like a roll forward and a shrug at the same time.
Okay.
It causes your shoulder blade to hold the weight of your arm, which then keeps that elbow, which was just rolling forward, is pointing upward toward the ceiling or the sky.
Rotated upward.
All right. It doesn't have to be a bent elbow. It could be a straight arm. It could be a straight-ish arm. It can be a bent arm. It doesn't matter. And it sets the arm up to enter so that they can then, that arm is ready to set a catch position basically immediately.
Without much thought.
Versus what happens for a lot of people, their arm as it recovers goes too narrow. It passes the corner of their body, which is their shoulder. And so then their elbow rotates downward to facilitate the mobility of that joint, the shoulder joint, right? And so then if your elbow rotated downward, you would have to find a way to get it back upward to set your catch. Sometimes you can make the arm make that motion, or most of the time people just let their arm drift out to the side to make that motion.
Wasted time, drag, pain.
And weak as well. And then the other thing that people like to do is they just let their arm drift downward so that they set their catch basically under their chest instead of out in front of their head.
That's me. Never knew how to do it.
So this is important to me, and it was an epiphany to me because it is sort of like finding this movement that causes a lot of good things to happen. And so it's like a cue that someone can do to have everything get put into place. And they don't have to think about, what is this hand doing? What is this shoulder doing? Am I setting my catch now? Am I rotating my wrist, right? They don't have to think about every single step along the way.
So then the core posture you've set works correctly from the engagement it gave you, not the flexion that you put into those muscles.
Flexion of what muscles?
I'm talking about your obliques.
Okay. You mean like when you say flexion, I don't know what you mean by that.
Engagement to me, I tucked my pelvis.
Yeah.
My obliques are engaged.
Yeah.
Is different from flex your obliques. We don't want you to swim with a flexion. We want you to swim with an engagement. Nope. Okay, I'm done. Stay on the trolley. Whatever. I'm out.
I would say, and this might be semantics, flexion is a direction of like a joint. Right?
Okay. I'm just taking the word flex.
Got it. And so
Because how else are you telling
contracted
someone to
or-
squeeze their muscle that they understand very quickly?
contract, I call that
Now I'm thinking I'm giving birth. Contractions.
I call what you were describing engagement, and tension is what we're looking for. Engagement's when that muscle's turned on all the way. Tension's when that muscle is primed to be used. That's how I use those words.
I'm just trying to articulate that you don't want someone to sit there going, and most
That is
people use
correct.
that word as flex. And that to me is 100% trying to use that muscle. I want you to use the muscle, but not feel like you're flexing to do
Yeah,
it. I want a reaction so that you don't feel like it's as much work.
And if a muscle's already being used,
Right. And that's what I was saying.
you can't react, right? So I try to use the words engagement and tension to say when you make this movement, it causes tension through these muscles, which then allows them to be primed and ready to use when you need to use them.
I think right now this conversation is very much leading me to realize that my clientele has now shifted very downward to children and teenagers.
Yeah, why is it making you realize that?
Just because I explain these things completely differently because they would not have a clue as to what you were talking about.
That makes sense.
I mean, like they would if you explained it, or like 1 out of 10 would be like, yeah, I know all those words. Great.
Right.
But it's just like interesting to me. Like I'm like, oh, I'm having to like rephrase this in my brain so that I understand what you're talking about.
Yeah, some of it's semantics.
Because I've shifted my brain so far to be able to communicate with that.
That makes sense. That's a good thing, right? I mean, you have to. That's the thing I struggle with when it comes to coaching younger people.
But why was this such an epiphany?
It was such an epiphany because for a lot of people, they think because arms are above the water, what they do doesn't really matter. And it absolutely does matter. It can keep your body rigid, which is what we need to be hydrodynamic.
Okay.
It keeps everything in alignment so we can generate better force.
Mm-hmm.
And it also provides additional forward momentum as you recover. If your elbow is leaning forward, that momentum is pulling you forward. Versus if you bring an arm forward and your elbow starts pointing back, you've neutralized that momentum. You haven't made yourself go slower. You just didn't gain any benefit from it.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Right? So for me, it helped all of my clients this past week basically set better catches,
Mm-hmm.
finish the stroke better on the opposite side of the recovery. And they all said, wow, this feels a lot easier than what I normally do.
Yep.
And for me, that's a breakthrough. That's like, wow, all we have to think about is this movement, and so many things, positive things, kind of happen and stay consistent.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember, did I talk about hiking up hips on the podcast?
Hiking up hips? I have no idea.
We talked about it briefly. I told you that
Oh,
I've
on
asked
this? No.
I've asked
I don't think so.
4 clients now.
You're going to have to really describe this because I know what you're talking about,
Okay.
and I would not say that is what you're doing.
What? What do you think
I
I'm
wouldn't
talking about?
call it a hike up.
Okay. What would you call it?
I'm rotating it up.
It's not a rotational movement to me.
I know that. So like continue down your path now
Okay.
that like people are listening. They're like, well, guys, what the fuck are you talking about? We don't know. I don't know.
I'm not-
He's the one with the answers. He's not giving them to me. Continue down your epiphany train of thought.
This is not a part of the epiphany. The epiphany was about the recovery and how important how we recover is to the overall stroke and is to setting up your catch. The hip thought is not an epiphany
So
because
this is a separate thought.
this is a separate thought.
Moving on, epiphany number 2.
I would not call it an epiphany. It's
Okay.
an understanding, and I am understanding it more and more, but we all have asymmetries in life. and
Every
in our
human
movement.
being is not symmetrically built.
So that means most of the time, someone's left hip would be slightly closer to the bottom left rib.
Like if you're standing, one of your hips is most likely higher up your body than the other. That's what
Right.
he's saying.
It can be either side, but on average, it's the left hip is closer to the left bottom rib, which would mean those muscles in between are a little bit more tense and ready to work.
Just
right?
from that build of your body.
Right.
Yep.
The side that is, we'll say, lengthened and is a little bit further away from the bottom rib, sometimes that side gets slightly rotated
and that pelvis gets somewhat pulled back and down, depending on the person. I've asked a few of my swimmers to take their hip, depending on which one it is, and bring it closer
Which
to the bottom
hip?
rib. It just depends on who
The hip that's further
it's
away
typically
from the
one
bottom
that's
rib.
the one that's further away. Yes.
Got it.
So I've asked them to bring their hip closer to the bottom rib. I call it a hike. I don't know what else to call it.
Okay.
Right? They all have said the same thing, which is, how am I supposed to swim that way? And I don't expect them to swim that way. I think of it as more like drill work, right? Where it's like, over time,
What do you want them
do
to be
this-
feeling from that?
well, I'll explain that in a second. Over time, as they do this, those muscles start to understand that, oh, I'm involved in this. And they will start to automatically fire
Show up at the party.
and help out. It's not going to change the way they move on land. It's not going to change the way that they move through life. It's just not. But we can kind of like specialize it for swimming. And so what it has allowed for people to do is gain mobility in their shoulder blades most of the time.
Okay.
It allows them
When
to...
they're hiked up?
Yeah, when they're hiked
Okay.
up, it has allowed people to have a little bit better control over their rib cage, so they can close their ribs a little bit better.
Okay.
And that all equals more force. And so their balance has also improved because everything is a little bit more square now. So,
You've done work to fix your asymmetry to
Right.
move better.
right, if that asymmetry is so, we'll say, exaggerated, that you would have to do that, right? For two of the people, it changed their legs from splaying whenever they would slightly over rotate, or during a breath where they would lose their posture through their mid core, right? Because that hip was hiked, they were more square. Their legs didn't splay as much.
And so they're actually engaging a lot just by hiking their hip up, as you're putting it, and they're unaware of what they're engaging.
Right, right, and it's just really helped them find some control and some balance. And that thought, coupled with my epiphany about the recovery, I have applied it to one of those people, and it was very beneficial
You've
for them.
applied both thoughts to one of those people?
Yes. And it was very beneficial for them. It actually allowed their shoulder blade to move better on the way up. It wasn't limited anymore.
Do you think that it's more things like this are more impactful for people above the age of like 35 or 40? Just because
Probably.
your body has gone through so much stuff and you're more aware of these things now.
Yeah, I don't know how to put an age on it, but it's absolutely...
Well, a
I think you're right.
15-year-old's not
Not gonna
going
have
to
that issue.
because they're still Gumby.
Yeah,
You know,
they're
they can
mostly
still
pliable.
do whatever.
Agreed.
And so I feel like it makes more sense and it makes you want to work on those things more when you have like when your body's older.
Yeah,
You have more association and understanding that you're broken.
agreed. Yeah, I don't want to put an age on it because I would say it could happen to any adult at any age. But yeah, it's going to be typically as we get, we'll say,
As your body's
As we
gone through
become-
some shit.
as
Come
we've
on now.
become more seasoned and we've gone through more shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's going to have to be some corrections that have to be made. So I agree. Yes.
Yeah.
But anyway, I just wanted to share that epiphany with people and what I'll do because it's so hard. We talked about this, I think last Friday. We were at the pool.
I don't know what you're talking about. So
The
continue.
recovery. Remember we asked Matt,
Oh, I'm thinking about that in a different term, but yeah.
right? So we had a conversation about, well, how would we ever articulate this over just audio? It's so hard to kind of just talk about and plant that seed in someone's mind that is beneficial. So what I'll try to do is when I post this podcast in the description, I'll have a YouTube link of me demonstrating this on land so someone can see it. And maybe even one of the dry land exercises I've been giving people to help improve the ability to do this.
Make sure you definitely show what you mean by swing their arm forward in an incorrect fashion.
Will do. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think you're right. I need to make sure I include what to do, what not to do, and then how to improve it.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'll make a quick little like YouTube video that I'll put in the link or in the comments, and I'll link in the comments
That
to
sounds
this
good.
podcast because otherwise I really don't know how I would ever get this thought clearly across to somebody.
And without them being in front of you and you moving their body in a manner, yeah.
Yes, that is one of the perks of being in person with somebody is I can help put them into a position
Yep.
So I wanted to share that epiphany. Have you had any sort of like moments or something that you've been really focused on this past week or so?
Yeah, but I feel real put on the spot and I'm tired.
Okay.
So I'm going to save those.
We're going to save it for another podcast.
Yeah, because I can talk about exactly what you're talking about, but in a different frame of it. And it helps me understand it.
That was a very vague.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Stay tuned.
Okay.
I can't articulate it right now.
That's fair. That's fine. Just make sure you write it down so we can talk about it next podcast or even 2 podcasts from now.
Yeah, I'm going to put this epiphany of yours into terms of your abdominal work.
Yeah. It
Because that's
makes a
how
big difference.
Yeah.
Did you see me set it up how I was showing people?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
So I was having people hold on to a 15-pound kettlebell and they would have to move.
Are we standing? Are we in the pool?
You're standing.
I'm not in the pool.
One arm is down.
I'm not in the pool.
Well, they're standing in the pool.
I'm in the pool.
Yeah,
okay.
but we're standing just because we're doing a swim lesson.
I just need to know what's happening. I'm standing in the pool.
And so I give them a 15-pound kettlebell.
Uh-huh.
They have that arm is down
By their side.
by their side. Their arm has to be off of their body a little bit and just a little bit forward so that their oblique gets engaged, or sort of I've been saying to them they should
Turned
feel
on.
like it's a trigger. There's like a triggering moment where it's like, oh, yeah, I can feel that something turned on there.
As soon as you push that kettlebell in front of your body.
Just a little bit. Yep.
Yep.
And so then the opposite arm is up at the T, meaning is in line with their shoulder. And then they have to show me the recovery motion.
In line with their shoulder, how?
Off to the side, like as if they were recovering. So it might be a little 3/4 position-esque.
Okay.
And as they make, I'll help them, show them the movement to make so they can feel that oblique turn on with the weight kind of helping.
Mm-hmm.
And then I show them when we make the wrong movement, how they don't feel anything there. And it's always this moment of like, oh my God, you're right. It doesn't feel like anything. And it's funny because a lot of the times I have to describe things as, if you do this type of movement right, you won't feel this. But for this, it's like, oh, the easy movement, the thing that I don't feel is the wrong one. All right. So it's kind of interesting. It was an interesting sort of like breakdown of sensation for people. And before we go, because I know you're tired, and we'll end the podcast soon. I do
Apparently,
one
of these days.
I do want to say that I've had 3 or 4 people this week report to me that they know now when they do something wrong or incorrectly as they're swimming, not only that they know that it's wrong, but they know how to fix it as well.
That's awesome. That's the whole point, right?
And exactly right.
Wow.
And so I don't perceive my job to tell people things. I perceive my job to teach people how to self-correct. And so
Oh, yeah,
that
100%.
if somebody's looking for sort of like the silver bullet that makes swimming easier, it is learning how to self-correct.
Mental work.
Without that, swimming will always be hard. I just wanted to share that before we go.
Yeah. It's a great thought.
So keep that in mind. Self-correcting is really important. How do you learn how to self-correct? You have to have someone who can tell you when you did it wrong, and then you have to connect the sensations to when you've done it right and when you've done it wrong, and know those sensations. Or at least understand the if-thens and the
Then that's.
then that's. You got it right.
Toodles.
Bye.